Jimmy King is at the center of growing speculation that he could be killed off in a future Emmerdale storyline. Although the ITV soap has not confirmed the rumours, reports claim Jimmy's time in the village may be coming to an end after more than 2 decades on screen. Recent episodes have already hinted that Jimmy and Nicola King's long-running marriage could be heading for trouble. However, one particular conversation between the couple has led some viewers to believe an even darker twist could be on the way. While spending a quiet moment together, Jimmy reflected on the day their children eventually leave home. He commented that they would have more time once the house was empty. The conversation gave the impression that the pair still had many happy years ahead of them. Although Jimmy was mainly referring to having more opportunities to play golf rather than focusing on his relationship, some fans think the dialogue may have been subtle foreshadowing that his future is far shorter than expected. Nicola was far from impressed, as Jimmy seemed much more excited about playing golf than enjoying quality time with her. With spoilers already teasing problems in their marriage, viewers are now questioning whether heartbreak could be just around the corner. Many fans shared their theories online. One viewer wrote, "Jimmy and Nicola actually getting some decent material, but it's only because he's gonna die soon." Another commented, "One of those ominous soap scenes with Nicola and Jimmy tonight." A different fan joked, "At this rate, Jimmy is going to meet his end by a club." Another added, "Ridiculous build-up to getting rid of Jimmy." Others were saddened by the possibility of his departure. One post read, "The fact that we are about to lose Jimmy and the last King brother before 2026 ends does not bear thinking about." Another fan said, "I feel sick that they're killing Jimmy off. We don't have enough long-standing couples as it is." Another emotional viewer admitted, "The fact that we'll be losing Jimmy King before the end of 2026. I'm not ready." The rumours come as Nicola begins to fear that her marriage is falling apart. Jimmy remains distracted and fails to notice her concerns about their lack of romance and the absence of meaningful time together. His attempt to surprise her does not go to plan, raising further doubts about the future of their relationship. Adding to the uncertainty is the upcoming return of Jimmy's former wife, Sadie King. Her comeback is expected to stir up fresh drama, leaving viewers wondering whether she will create even more problems for Jimmy and Nicola before his rumoured exit from the soap. Emmerdale has revealed new details about Serena Sugden's risky return to Home Farm as she continues her search for crucial evidence. This week, Serena sneaks back into the mansion after her previous attempt ended in disappointment. Although she managed to steal a USB stick, it contained nothing that could help her. Her latest mission quickly takes an unexpected turn when she breaks into Home Farm once again and comes face to face with Steve, a criminal associate of Kev Barton, who has also entered the property with plans of his own. Discussing Serena's fearless attitude, Casey Al-Shaksi explained that the character is not easily intimidated. She pointed out that Serena's background in the police force has made her confident, often sharing stories with Robert and others about dangerous situations she has handled in the past. Casey also said she relates to Serena because she practices kickboxing herself. She believes Serena is not frightened by other people, but is instead worried about the consequences of all the secrets she has been keeping. After pretending to still be a police officer, hiding how well she knew John, discovering the photographs, and protecting Charity's secrets, being caught inside Home Farm would simply add another problem to an already growing list. According to Casey, Serena knows being exposed could create even more tension within her family. Even so, she believes her actions are justified because she thinks she is doing the right thing, despite knowing others may not agree with her choices. Her biggest concern is the damage the truth could cause if everything comes to light. When Serena unexpectedly encounters Steve inside the mansion, there is a possibility they could each decide to keep the other's secret. However, the situation becomes far more dangerous when Ross Barton arrives at Home Farm, prompting Steve to take extreme action. Casey revealed that Serena immediately tries to cover her tracks by pretending she lives at the property, despite still wearing gloves. She joked that as soon as she realized this while filming, she instinctively hid her hands behind her back to avoid drawing attention to them. Since Serena had already noticed signs of a break-in before entering, she was prepared for the possibility that someone else might be inside. After Steve attacks Ross, Serena is left facing a difficult decision. Casey explained that the character briefly struggles with whether to help Ross or escape before anyone discovers she is there. In the end, Serena chooses to protect herself. Fearing the fallout if she is caught and questioned again, she decides to flee the scene instead. Casey added that Serena desperately wants to distance herself from the situation and make it appear that she has never met Steve before, hoping to avoid bringing any more unwanted attention onto herself or her family. Emmerdale delivered an emotional episode as the Dingle family said a heartbreaking goodbye to their much-loved dog Monty, leaving Dingle struggling with the loss. In the previous episode, Kane discovered that Monty's cancer had worsened, and there was nothing more that could be done. Faced with the painful reality, he made the difficult decision to let his loyal companion go peacefully. Monty was far more than a family pet to the Dingles. He had become a treasured member of the household and held a particularly special place in Kane's heart because he reminded him of his late father, Zach. Looking after the dog had helped keep those precious memories alive. As the family prepared to say their final farewells, Belle became emotional, saying that Piper would miss Monty terribly and jokingly wondered who she would steal food from now. Fighting back tears, Belle admitted she hated having to lose him and said it all felt deeply unfair, while Cammy stayed by her side to comfort her. Sam gently placed a bowl of water beside Monty as he rested in his bed before stroking him affectionately. Kane then asked his sons, Kyle and Isaac, whether they wanted one last chance to say goodbye before he took Monty to the veterinary surgery. Kyle explained that he had already said his goodbye earlier because he did not want to hold anyone up. Meanwhile, Isaac proudly showed Belle a drawing he had made for Monty to take with him. The touching picture showed the beloved dog surrounded by colourful rainbows, leaving Kane visibly emotional. Overcome with sadness after seeing the drawing, Kane decided it was time to leave. Although Belle suggested asking the vet to come to the house instead, Kane felt it would be too upsetting for the boys to witness Monty's final moments. Sam handed Monty's lead to Kane, who quietly walked his faithful companion out of the house for the last time as the rest of the family watched in silence. At the veterinary clinic, Kane apologized to Rona for arriving late, explaining that he had wanted to walk with Monty, but the dog was too weak, forcing them to travel by car instead. Kane asked whether he could stay beside Monty throughout the procedure. Rona gently reassured him that he could remain with him the entire time, and even hold him, explaining that their priority was to make his passing as calm and peaceful as possible. Fighting back his emotions, Kane said he would be the only family member present because everyone else was too heartbroken. He affectionately joked that Monty had never been the easiest dog, saying he would not even offer a paw when asked. Emmerdale airs on ITV1 every weekday at 8 p.m. New episodes are also available to stream from 7 a.m. on ITVX and YouTube.